Hello everyone and welcome back to my video. So this is another tutorial on how to navigate through this musictheory.net site along with the Tunuto app, which is going to have a very similar layout. So again, if you haven't seen my last video, you would just go to Music Theory, let me see if I can spell today, musictheory.net. And you're going to get to this front page where they're going to tell you about the apps and all that other fun stuff. So the first thing you're going to do is go to exercises, and today I'm going to actually show you how you can access the exercise that can help you with the sheet music notes. And there's a lot of details to this because there's so many. The thing about this website is that, you know, for people who really know about music, it's a lot of fun in terms of the customizations. But for somebody who's new, it can be kind of intimidating because there's so many options and it's like, okay, what do I do first? What do I do next? Where do I find what? So I'm going to cut through all of that and show you exactly what you need to do to work on these notes. So if you're in my course already, and if you've gone through the note identification, or if I've given you how to find the notes in the treble and bass clef, this would be very, very useful to work on your notes after you've gone through those lectures. So you get a note identification, and you're going to come to this actual this window here. So what you're going to do is you're going to first get rid of these black keys here. That's what those little symbols are. Those are for black keys. I'll come back to a tutorial for that one, for those later. So you're going to go to the settings bar up here, and you're going to have a customized window open up. You're going to have so many different things you can choose from. So if you want to work on just the treble clef, you're going to go to where it says clefs, and you're going to make sure the treble clef is the only one that's checked on. So if it's already checked on, that's great. If you can go back, excuse me, and then the next thing you want to go to is where it says treble range. You click on that. Make sure that this note here is brought down to the top line there, which is F, and this bottom note is brought up to that first ledger line right there, which is C. And what that does is it gives you only the notes that fall within that range. If if it's like this, and they'll start giving you notes that are like up here, and we haven't learned those notes yet, or I haven't given you those notes yet, so you don't want that. You want to just be given the notes that you've already been given in the course. So the other detail is you can go to positions where you can deal with the lines and spaces. So if you've gone through my course, I've given you the sentences that you can use for the lines and spaces. So you can work on both of them together randomly, or if you want to work on just the lines, you can just press the lines only. If you work on the spaces, you can just press the spaces only. So you can do it that way. Everything else, except for accidentals, I think you should turn this off if you're just starting out. If you haven't gotten to the accidentals yet, the black keys, the sharps and flats, turn this off. And I think everything else should be the same. So when you go back to this window, it'll just give you the note. So all you have to do is just name that note. So that note, or whatever else, whatever other note pops up, and then of course it'll keep your score, how many you've gotten right out of how many you've attempted. And if you want to go back into the bass clef, you go to settings, and you go to clefs where you were before, and you uncheck the treble clef and check on the bass clef. Then you go back and make sure that the bass range is where the bottom note is going to be where that bottom long line is, and that top note is going to be where that top ledger line is. So that'll just give you the range of notes that I've given you in the course. So you can use this to work on the bass clef notes. And if you want to really be challenging and just work on both clefs at the same time, there's two ways you can do that. You go to customize again. You can either check both of them on, and what it'll do is it'll give you each clef randomly. So you have to check for if the bass clef changes to treble clef. It may not do it right away, which it did. You can do it that way. It'll just give it to you randomly in terms of which clef. This could give you like 10 treble clef notes and then one bass clef note. You never know which one is going to show up next. Or you can go back to settings, and you can have both clefs appear on the screen at the same time. And how you do that is you uncheck the treble and bass clef, and you check on where it says grand staff. So you go back, and then you check the range again to make sure that the top note is where that top long line is, and the bottom note is where that bottom long line is. And you'll see both clefs now show up on the same screen. So this note can pop up on either staff, on either line or space, so this can kind of keep you on your toes. It's a really, really good, useful tool for when you're learning your notes in the sheet music. So if you have not already, checked out my #1 secret to easy sight reading and piano playing, click the link in the description box, and you will also receive 6 free piano trial tutorials to get you started with learning piano. That's what you wanted to do. So click the link in the description box, and I will see you soon.